recently had a Sunday where Sunday school and the sermon both kind of fit, really well together, which is not surprising because we're both following the lectionary. But in this case, it was talking about loving your neighbor. And in Sunday school, we really got into it of, who is your neighbor? Obviously, it's your actual neighbor that lives next door to you or across the street or in your neighborhood. It's your political opposite, your theological opposite, your coworkers, your family, and we could go on for a long time. The thing that kind of hit me is I don't get to choose who my neighbor is. It's not, sometimes obviously we can choose friends and those are easy people to love. But other times, obviously we don't have a choice. And so kind of beg the question, so what do we do if we come into contact with someone who is completely opposite of us? We have different beliefs, philosophy, etc. Well, if it's somebody we love, we probably just agree to disagree. I think we all have family members where we say, you know what, we just can't talk about that. It's not healthy for us. We're not ready for that. And that's fine. I have a few people like that in my life and it works out very well. There's others where we probably feel comfortable to talk things out and wrestle with it a little bit and see, if we can come to some sort of common ground or iron sharpening iron or just maybe we talk and it doesn't go anywhere, and that's fine. I would say, in some of those cases where we have people who are just completely opposite of us, where we've agreed not to even talk about it, they feel like we are just as wrong as they are. And I think it's important that we keep perspective and be able to look through the other person's eyes at ourselves and realize that they think that we don't get it or that we have it wrong just as much as we think they don't get it and they have it wrong. I think it's important, in our country to remember too, that we have the opportunity to speak and say the things we want to say and believe what we want to believe, and that's okay. It's okay to have people who have differences of opinion or different beliefs or different thoughts. The question for us now is, how do we handle this? What do we do when we come across that? And Pastor Karen gave the sermon that day, and it was fantastic. And a lot of what I'm going to, read, the verses came from her, and the part that I liked the best at the end came from her. So Pastor Karen, thank you for your leadership in that regard. The first section was Matthew 22:37-39. It says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the greatest and most important command. The second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. All of the law and prophets depend on these two commands. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel great conviction when I hear that passage. Okay. The most important thing, love God, love your fellow man. If you've ever talked to my dad for more than about a minute, you'll hear him say something like that about love. And again, loving our neighbor. And think back to what I said earlier, who are our neighbors? It's sometimes the people that we don't get along with or maybe don't even like. The next passage that she brought up was Romans 12:18. If possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. So again, we have to be people who seek out peace. We seek out the opportunity to coexist and be okay with one another despite our differences. Next passage, Matthew 5:9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God. So we see throughout the Bible that peace is important and that we need to be people who are about peace. And I think Karen said in that passage that God isn't teaching peace or about peace. He is peace. And if we are believers and we are truly in communion with God, we have to be people of peace. And I think this was my absolute favorite thing that she said. And this has stuck with me since that sermon. It says, our prayer should be that our own heart is changed, not theirs, whoever they may be. So I think it's easy for us to pray like, hey, that person's wrong. God, change them, make them right, make them see it my way. The reality is we need to pray for our own heart to be changed, to be thinking of peace and to be more open and open to the idea of peace, even with people we disagree with. So my challenge to anybody who's listening to this would be, pray for your heart. Pray for your heart to be changed, to be a person of peace.